America, what's on your plate? I'm Fran Cavanaugh, a nurse practitioner, and I'm concerned about the continued funding of SNAP.
Because for 50 million people, there's not enough on their plate, and they don't know where their next meal's coming from. 1 in 6 of the U.S. population and more than 1 in 5 children are hungry and food insecure. 50 million. That's about the population of 50 of our largest cities. 16 million children would fill 320 baseball stadiums. And hunger in the United States is preventable. We have federally funded programs that work, such as SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, if adequately funded. And SNAP is in immediate danger of losing more funding. Congress is currently negotiating the 2013 Farm Bill, which funds SNAP, and cuts are looming. The House of Representatives is proposing a $40 billion cut over 10 years, and the Senate wants $4.5 billion in cuts. That would mean 4 million people off SNAP and 200,000 kids who won't receive in-school meals. It also means making difficult choices that shouldn't have to be made. Elderly choosing between food and medicine, workers between food and utilities or rent, and children not having a choice at all but being forced to go hungry. And who are the faces of hunger? They're young, old, educated, workers. And the most vulnerable are the children, 16 million. And why does this matter? Hungry children are sick more often. They're more likely to be hospitalized, and the cost of that being passed on to the community because of inability to pay. And they don't develop and grow as well. During the early years when rapid brain growth is occurring, hunger causes structural changes that leads to limits in physical, intellectual, and emotional development. And that results in difficulty learning and doing poorly in school. Hungry children have less energy for social interactions, they don't adapt as effectively to environmental stress, and they have more social and behavioral problems. And these are effects that can last a lifetime and affect the future workforce abilities. Food insecurity is the context in which hunger occurs. It's being unable to consistently access adequate amounts of nutritious food necessary for a healthy life. Who are the food insecure? 2 million rural households, over 8% of households with seniors, those with African Americans, Latinos, Caucasians, and more than 3 million children under the age of 5. And who participates in SNAP? It crosses the races. They're under 130% of the poverty level. 17% in one study were found to have attended college and technical school, and 47% of SNAP households contain children. Let's clear up some myths that might make you hesitant to support SNAP. Such as, people could just get a job and get off SNAP. The fact is, 40% of SNAP homes have at least one working member, and over half of SNAP recipients are seniors or children, and not in the workforce. SNAP doesn't encourage people to get a job. The truth is, SNAP has strict time limits for unemployed workers. Able-bodied workers without dependents can only receive benefits for 3 months in a 3-year period unless they're on job training. And SNAP does provide strong work incentive. For every additional dollar a SNAP participant earns, their benefits are reduced only by 36 cents or less, not a full dollar, so that they'll have that incentive to work longer hours, and seek better paying employment. SNAP is welfare. The truth is, SNAP helps keep people off welfare or get them off welfare. It's a work support program for people looking for a job or those employed that can't make ends meet. And 30% of their own earned income is expected to be spent on food, so that the benefits they're receiving is really only a supplement. People will live very well on SNAP and they'll stay on it forever. Fact is, the average benefit is only $1.49 per meal per day, or $133 per month, and that might not make it to the end of the month. And most new participants are on SNAP only an average of 8 to 10 months. People will waste benefits on alcohol and tobacco products. The fact is, these are prohibited to be purchased with SNAP. People will buy junk food. Studies have shown for each dollar received, SNAP beneficiaries were likely to purchase healthy food. They only spend 2.8% of SNAP on sugar and sweets. And in another study, 23% were more likely to consume whole fruit than if they didn't receive benefits. There's rampant fraud and abuse. The fact is, there's less than 2% fraud in the program. SNAP is a drain on taxpayers. In reality, for every dollar spent in SNAP benefits, it generates $1.73 in economic activity. And because people can use SNAP to buy groceries, they can use their cash for other expenses such as medical care and clothing, etc., that will boost the economy. Then you might ask, aren't food banks good enough? Well, food banks do feed over 5 million people per week across the country, but not everyone has access to one. And they're having their own problems. Many food banks are receiving less, and the operating costs are increasing. And the types of food donated might not be what recipients need most. There's really no organization that has the power like our federal government to consistently help put food on the table for people in need. Supporting child nutrition programs is an investment in a healthier future for our country. And SNAP is an effective, efficient, and equitable program. So how can you help? Contact Congress and act now. All SNAP participants experienced a benefit cut at the beginning of November, and Congress is considering that farm bill that will make additional devastating cuts to food assistance. So urge Congress to protect and strengthen anti-hunger programs, particularly SNAP. And how can you do it? Mail, email, phone calls, petitions, or visit your representative. Actually, one phone call to a politician represents hundreds. So if you and a friend or a few friends made contact, it would be huge support. When you do, be personal, clear, constructive, and ask for a response. And remember, it's their job to represent us. But if we don't raise our voice and let our representatives know our issues, they won't be addressed. Here's an example of a phone call message. There's more like this and examples of letters that can be found on websites, some of which I'll provide here. How do you find your representative in Congress? You can use this website. Here are several websites for more information on hunger in America and what can be done. I hope you will contact your federal legislator now and ask them not to cut SNAP funding. Thank you.